We'll kind of wait for anybody who's going to show up. And while you're sitting here, you can just, again, I'm Jan Marie Smith. I'm sitting in bed, in a day bed I have. So hopefully you can see and hear me. Hi, guys. You can see I dressed up for you. Feel free with any comments. We'll just wait a couple more minutes. This practice is about 10-15 minutes long. It's a really good idea, especially with our histamine dumps that we get all the time in the middle of the night, 2 to 3 a.m., kind of the bewitching hour. It's a real good idea if we can center ourselves in the morning and not necessarily jump out of bed. So let's just take a couple of moments to close our eyes and breathe. Just breathe. Just breathe. Nice. And again, even just about a half dozen or so breaths, filling up. I have to remind people all the time, fill up your belly with breath. Yes, and just breathe. Nice. Good job. And then we're going to wake up our neck and our head just by scooping down the chest, coming back to center. Again, scoop down the chest, coming back to center. And you're just sitting in a simple cross-legged pose. I could even have my legs hanging over the bed, whatever feels good. Good job. And scooping down. Nice. Big shoulder rolls back. You can just see I'm just doing big shoulder rolls. Breathe deep. Breathe deep. And remember, you can breathe. Start breathing with your tongue for just a moment, with your tongue on the roof of your mouth. So take your tongue, press it on the roof of your mouth, and then breathe. Continue to breathe through your nose. Just breathe. And thank you for working with me this week while we work out some of the kinks. But we're going to work a little bit on breath today. So once again, tongue on the roof of the mouth, close your eyes. You'll see that it creates a sound coming out of your nasal cavity. And if I get closer, you might be able to hear me. It's a breath of fire. And just breathe. Good job. And I'll be recording these so you can rely on being able to play them back. And again, big shoulder rolls. Now taking your hands, just sweep them up. Sweep them up. Reach towards the ceiling or towards the sky. And then sweep the hands back down. Again, I could be seated in a cross-legged pose or my legs over the bed. I'm surprised one of my cats hasn't shown up. That may happen. Reach up. Good. And then just push down. Do that a half dozen times. Again, you're going to start to feel even a little heat because you're invigorating up and down. Good. Up. Breathe deep and down. Now, go ahead and take it down. Laying down. And this next week, I'm getting a bunch of new stuff as far as Wi-Fi in one of my apartments where I can do this without interruption and whatnot. But take your body down to the bed, okay? So now you're like this. And I just want to show you my lower part of my body. You guys know what my face looks like, I think. you to take your right leg down, left leg up. Hopefully you're in a place where you can lay down. And bring this knee into your chest. And I just want you to do ankle circles. Now, you could reverse this, and start with these laying down exercises, unless you've gotten up to use the restroom or something, and then you could start with seated exercises. Good. Now, see, my knee is still into my belly. Now just flex your foot and point it. Flex and point. We're just doing a natural breathing, rhythmic breathing right now. And try to keep track of, I used to be a real counter. Now I always just try to do, again, about half dozen of any exercise, unless we're doing a little bit more like restorative yoga. Now, ankle circles. Ankle circles. It doesn't matter which direction because we're going to switch. And then the other way. Good. And in a couple practices, I'll be bringing out my strap. I love my yoga strap. Now just straighten that leg to the ceiling and point and flex. Point and flex. Again, about half dozen times. You might even leave a little bit in the knee, but you might even, I'm still here, here's my face. You might even get a little, again, shaky with this. Just bear with me here, point and flex. And then once again, ankle circles in one direction. If you have plantar fasciitis or any ankle issues, this is so good for you. And once again, point and flex. Good. Now take this leg, okay, and just out to the side, gently out to the side. If anything hurts, don't do it. But my knee is still bent, and I'm just taking my leg out to the side. Breathe deep. Now we're going to do the same thing on the other side in a moment, but take your leg and cross it over your body, gently pulling your leg, and then you can take the other arm out if you want, or just, again, you can even pull the leg with both hands. Just breathe. I say breathe all the time because when I started doing yoga initially 30 years ago, I would hold my breath. And I didn't understand why I was seeing stars. Good, now drop that leg down. And just bring this leg in, bring it into the belly. And just start off again, just pointing and flexing. Point and flex. About a half dozen times, but remember, don't hold your breath. I think that's about 5 for me, but I'm just relaxed right now. I'm trying to release any tension in my shoulders. Now let's do some ankle circles. I just got a snap, crackle, pop out of my ankle. Just breathe. And again, lift that leg up, up, up. And let's point and flex again with our foot. I think I can even get down if you want to see me. And I'm going to get all of these technical issues figured out. I just jumped in to the deep end. Good. Point and flex. Now, do you notice I'm going on about a 3 count? You don't want to go really fast. You won't get as much out of it. And leave a little bit in the knee. And then again, ankle circles. Breathe deep. And then depending on, you may have to adjust a little bit. I have my pillows here. And you can point and flex. This feels really good. Hopefully to you too. And then bend that knee and just take it out to the side. In I brought it in initially too far. Take your leg down at an angle, 45-degree angle, or wherever you need to be in your bed. Right, if I do this, take my leg out to the side, right away, I'm going to feel my, well, I'm going to hear the ad on my music, but I'm going to feel my hip open up. And just breathe, and then take that leg up and over, and hold it. Just hold it. Now, the mistake I see people make when they do this is they bring their leg up and over and they twist. Your upper body wants to stay pretty centralized while your lower body is doing the twist. And again, just let your shoulders relax, just breathe. I mean, hopefully everybody has 5 or 10 minutes to do this. Bring your legs both up, and then you're engaging your stomach, point and flex. Hope you're still with me. Point and flex. And then ankle circles once again. I'm getting your root chakra, I'm getting your ankles and feet ready for the day. Hopefully your mind. And then let's go into happy baby, happy toddler. You can bring your feet together. See how my feet are together? Sideways. Or you can take them out and hold your feet, again, about parallel with my hips, and just pull down into a gentle stretch. I'll stagger my feet so you can see what I'm doing. And oh, this is a big inner outer thigh hip opener. Just breathe. Just hang out here for about a dozen breaths. And reminding yourself of what you need to be thankful for. And letting go of any negativity, hopefully. If anything gets cramped or hurt, you would just go back to something that didn't. You could even at this point exchange toddler pose for bringing knees into the chest. You can rock side to side. And these are all the ways you can nourish yourself. I'm going to sit up. You all can continue to lay down. These are all the ways you can continue to nourish yourself in these times of, again, uncertainty. We're going to do a little tapping before we stop today, but I want you to take time. I just sat straight up. I don't know if you saw me do that, but you can always roll to the side and sit up, okay? So let's take a big deep breath. If you're sitting, you could even do the tapping laying down. I'm going to take off my glasses. All we're going to do is start off with tapping our forehead. Eyes can be opened or closed. I've got my hands just like this, a little bit cupped. I'm just tapping. Now you can mix this practice up and again do the laying down part first or the tapping first. Take the tapping down around your eyes. Underneath the sockets of your eyes. And then down along, well, you can feel your cheekbones here. And tap along your temples. Down into your jawline. You can even take the tapping into your hands. It's really good to do if you have anxiety of any kind. It brings you back to the here and now. Tap in the other hand. Good, and then take your tapping into your chest, just right above your right around your clavicle. I'm going to start on the outside, and then come into the inside, my heart center. Now, if you're seated, I want to say seated, in a cross-legged position, or with your legs out straight, just take a moment to inhale, exhale about a dozen times. Let's just breathe. And relax the shoulders. And you wouldn't have necessarily, again, had to sit up again. You could have done the tapping seated. And you could do the breath seated. And try to relax your face. Just breathe. You might have drawn your shoulders up, even concentrating on what we've been doing, but take those shoulders down, down, down. Again, I think if you take the time in the morning to balance yourself, or even at night to do bed yoga, or any time in the day, the stretches we just did, and I will be doing them as a recording as well, can invigorate you but not overstimulate you. And I think also help balance out the histamine that tends to dump into our systems at night. So I'll try to have these gatherings as often as every Sunday at 1 p.m. And then I'm going to be throwing in some impromptu meetings on Zoom as well, because I'm determined to become a Zoom master. So in the meantime, go ahead and put your hands at your heart center, put them together, bow your head. And just remember, giving yourselves 10-15 minutes in the morning could set the tone for your whole day. Doesn't it feel good? All right, guys. Well, think about, again, what we've talked about this week. Thank you for your patience. And as we progress and whatnot, we'll fine-tune what we're doing here, and have a wonderful day. Thanks again. Bye-bye.